sorry ass DJ.
My name is Rodger Mendoza Hipolito from BSc 1C, subject in Physics for Engineers. The topic is about projectile motion in zero launch angle. So let's talk about projectile. Projectile, it is an object that is thrown, kicked, but or launched into motion and then allowed to follow a path determined slowly by influence of gravity. In this, we have assumptions. No air resistance, the acceleration due to gravity is constant downward and it equals to 9.81 meter per second squared, and the earth rotation is ignored. Here's an example. A person skateboarding with a constant speed of 1.30 meter per second releases a ball from a height of 1.25 meter above the ground. So for letter A, given that x sub O is equals to 0 and y sub O is equals height, which is equals to 1.25 meter, so find x and y for time, which is equal to 0.25 seconds, and time is equals to 0.50 seconds. The ball start at this point considering the x sub O as 0 and y sub O is equal to the height of 1.25 meters, which is this, and the initial velocity is horizontal, so this is the best example for projectile motion zero launch angle. Therefore, the b sub O x is equal to b sub O is equals to 1.30 meter per second, and for our b sub O y is equals to 0, and acceleration vertical or ay is equals to negative g or acceleration due to gravity. The ball is moving with a constant speed in the x direction, which is this. When we have constant speed on the x direction, it doesn't change the speed constant. If there is no changing in speed or change in velocity, walang magaganap na acceleration in the x direction. That's why again, ax is equal to 0. For letter A, to solve the x and y, we have equation x is equal to b sub of t. Y is equals to height minus 1/2 g times t squared. So for x is equal 1.30 meter per second times 0.25 seconds. By calculating, now x is equal to 0.325 meter. And for y is equals to 1.25 meters minus 1/2 times 9.81 meter per second squared times 0.25 seconds squared. So by calculating, y is equals to 0.238 meter. By calculating, y now is equals to 0.943 meter. So this is the x and y position for the time 0.25 seconds. So for the time 50 seconds, we use the same process. So now, x is equal to b sub o t. So now x is equals to 1.30 meter per second times 0.5 seconds. So by calculating x is equals to 0.65 meter. For y is equals to 1.25 meter minus 1 half times 9.81 meter per second square times 0.5 seconds squared. So, by calculating y is equals to 0.0238 meters. So, this is the x and y position for the time 0.5 seconds. For the letter B, we asked to find the velocity, speed, and direction of motion of the ball at the time of 0.5 seconds. So, when we are talking about the velocity of the ball, it means ang hinahanap ay ang resultant velocity. We all know the Bx, which is B sub O, we know that it is equal to 1.30 meter per second. And for letter B, we have By equals to negative gravity times the time, which is equals to negative 9.81 meter per second squared times 0.5 seconds. So by calculating, By now is equals to negative 4.91 meter per second. To solve for the velocity by Pythagorean theorem, B is equals to square root of 1.30 meter per second squared plus negative 4.91 per second squared. So, by calculating B now is equals to 5.08 meter per second. This is the velocity of the ball after 5 seconds. Direction, angle theta, we use tangent function, which is inverse tangent, which is equal to Py over Px. So now angle theta is equals to inverse tangent minus 4.91 meter per second over 1.30 meter per second. So by calculating, angle theta is equal to negative 75.2 degrees. Take note that the x position of the ball doesn't depend on the acceleration of the gravity, and the y position doesn't depend on the initial horizontal speed of the ball, which is the b sub o.